Aloha Fan Rivalry family, and welcome to Rivalry Talk July. We had the last one in June, which was amazing. We had Breezy here, we had John here, we had Eddie here. Had a great time. Joe was here. Predominantly National League. This time we're going to go directly into the American League. Not necessarily rivals, but for the most part. So we're going to have a good time. We've got Dominic here, a Red Sox fan. We got Bill here, who's an Angels fan. And we're just going to kind of chat it through. And it just reminded me of something. Mike Trout's only playoff. Oh, I just thought of that. Hey, this kind of worked out. Bill's like, okay, I'm done, everybody. Anyways, we're going to get to the questions. That was fun. All right, so we're going to start with Dominic. Good morning, Dominic. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Tell me of your favorite ballpark outside of your home ballpark. Outside of Fenway, what's your favorite ballpark?
I haven't been to a lot, but I grew up going to Dodger Stadium, and I love Dodger Stadium. I mean, the feel of it, doesn't matter how old it gets, it's just such a fun stadium to go into. And even in a horrible seat, you don't care just because you see everything going on. It's so much fun.
Bill's over there going, really? Really? There's no extra points here for saying Dodgers. See that I'm a Dodger.
I said that one for my mom, but no.
I got the points for Mom. Bill, favorite ballpark outside of Anaheim Stadium?
I really like San Diego. I like the vibe of being able to check it out from like way deep out in like the city, and you get a nice clean sight all the way to home.
Yeah.
I really just like the idea that it's inviting. You just kind of head in there. You still have to pay for a ticket, but I mean, like if you're clever, you hang around Gaslight or Gaslamp District.
Yeah.
Grab a drink, and then you just watch a game. It's a good time.
Petco's a cool park. It confuses the sin out of me when you have to go down to go up to get to field level.
Yeah.
But it's the whole Gallagher Square, the way they've created everything for the kids, right? It's pretty inviting. Yeah. It's pretty inviting. It's a good ballpark. Okay, so along those lines, Bill, what do you think? What is the worst ballpark that you've been to?
Worst one is one that's thankfully closed now. It's
Okay.
Coliseum. It's stale. I mean, if you've ever been there in the last like 6 months to a year, it looks the same. It just, the A's aren't playing there anymore. Just a bunch of unhomed people, let's say. And it's just rough. It's always been rough, stale, and it never really had, for me, the vibe that a major league park should have. So.
On the outside, you're absolutely right. On the inside, the fan experience wasn't awesome, right? But the ballpark was the old school ballpark, the way it was set up and everything. I would agree with you on that one. I also have another one, but I would agree with you on that one. What about you, Dom?
Well, unfortunately, I'll have to say Angel Stadium.
Bill's taking punches from everywhere.
I just can't stand going. I go every year to an Angel Sox game.
Okay.
And I make the trip. I go in. Tickets are cheap. That's great. But it's like you really have to sit there and plan where you're going to sit to actually watch a full game. You sit in the outfield in the wrong spot. You can't see what's happening down below you. If you sit down the line, you're just like this and just turned this way. And then the experience is just, to me, has always just been super mediocre. Mm-hmm. I just wish that stadium was a whole lot better for as close as it is to me.
Yeah, I've been there quite a bit. So I and as Bill has, I'm sure, and you learn where to sit and where not to sit because it's such an old ballpark. You're right. The seats are pointed a certain direction, and I would say the Oakland Coliseum. The first time I went there was 2009 or so, and I thought this is a great football ballpark, but it's not a baseball ballpark. There's so much foul territory, right? So that was problem number one. Problem number two was I went there for a Yankees, believe it or not, a Yankees-A's game, and they were selling more Yankees merch than they were A's merch, and everything was Ricky Henderson, right? But it wasn't A's Ricky Henderson, it was Yankees Ricky Henderson, which I thought was interesting. But a rival to it, believe it or not, boys, and I apologize for those of you fans, don't at me on this one, but Tropicana. The first time I went to Tropicana, I walked in and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in a building. And then I looked up and it was kind of it's 4:00 start time. And it was actually, believe it or not, it was actually against the Yankees. We went because Mariano Rivera was retiring. Looked up and it's white. The ceiling is white. And at kind of sunset, Brett Gardner goes back for a fly ball and goes like this. He can't see it. and I just thought, this is a unique ballpark.
Yeah.
Very unique ballpark. And they didn't have very good food. And when you go to a visiting ballpark, you want good food,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So, which Oakland didn't have, by the way, either.
Right? Makes
mean-
total sense, man.
They had we went there, I guess, end of the season, September, and I think they still had the hot dogs from April, whatever they did sell in April. Here you go, guys. Hope you don't get food poisoning. So, anyways, that's all right. So, so Dominic, one team that you don't mind seeing winning, and one team that you just can't stand seeing to win. I think I know the answer to the back end of
well,
this question.
I'll start off with the easy answer is I can't stand seeing the Yankees win ever.
Okay.
It's the worst experience of my life watching them win a spring training game. So, and the worst part, my best friend's a Yankee fan, so like I also have to hear it or see it on a text chain, and I just don't ever want to see the Yankees win ever. But the team I actually don't mind winning, there's two of them. Oddly enough, one's in the AL East is the Blue Jays. I
Okay.
don't mind watching the Blue Jays. Maybe it's the Canadian thing. Maybe it's because the bird logo is just calming. Maybe it's because of Vladdy. Whatever it is. That's like the American League team I don't necessarily mind winning. But the other team I really think of is the Braves.
Oh,
And I think it's because growing up, Glavine, Maddox, Smoltz,
Yeah.
watching, those teams just as a kid growing up, you're like, oh, that's kind of fun.
yeah.
And, the McGriff and Justice and those guys. And Chipper Jones was one of my favorite players growing up. I played third base. I wanted to be like Chipper. I started batting left-handed so I can be like Chipper. Never got that good.
Uncle Larry.
Yeah, but I think the Braves, even to this day, like I want to see them kind of succeed. I turn on the TV and they're on. I'm like, well, whoever they're playing is on, since it's not the Sox, I'm kind of cool with them winning.
Okay. All right. That I knew the back end of that question was going to be easy for you.
Oh, yeah.
I did not expect to hear the Blue Jays, though, which is awesome. I mean, your own division rival. That's pretty impressive. I have my own feelings about the Blue Jays over the last year or so. They've caused a lot of hair loss, a lot of heartache,
I believe that.
and things like that. But it worked out. Okay. Bill, same question. One team you don't mind seeing winning, and one team you can't stand to see win.
You're talking about hair loss? A decade of hair loss being an Angels fan at the very least. It's like,
You can't stand to see the Angels win.
well, no. So I'll start with the easier one. Who don't I mind winning? Red Sox.
Okay.
I've been a big fan of Veritek when I was growing up. Just the captain that he was, the guy that he was. So he pulled me into the Red Sox when I was younger, and I was always like, all right, I mean, I'm going to cheer for my Angels when they play each other, but I really do want to see them progress and win. And I was super excited when they finally took it all a few years ago. So that was a good one. Team I can't stand to win. There's one that just immediately comes to mind. I mean, we're unified in our answer. It's the Yankees. I cannot stand the Yankees. And I think it's just because I'm hurt that they took Teixeira from us so long ago. I mean, he went willingly, but it's still the Yankees' fault. They're cooking it. They've been cooking MLB like the Lakers of baseball way before that rumor of the Dodgers doing that, right? And it just all these players that are just, I think I'm just jealous, I guess maybe it's what it is, right? They took Tex and they had all these great players, and I just got tired of watching them win. And I used to hate Brocious, by the way, on third base. The guy, he just seemed like such a jerk. I mean, I don't know what it was. Like the way he pumped his fist when they clinched it, I was just like, I don't really like this
The guy that nobody thinks about as a Yankee.
I know, right?
Just randomly. I love it.
I know.
I love it.
I remember it.
I see it.
Locked in my brain. I was like, don't like that guy, therefore the whole team. Don't like him forever.
Rivals, like obviously the Dodgers. I love seeing the Dodgers win. I hate seeing the Giants win. But believe it or not, I don't mind seeing the Angels win. Growing up here in Orange County, they've always been my American League team, and I bust a lot of Angel fans' chops because I've been a Dodger fan long enough to see the Dodgers be that bad. And the Angels have never had a 100-loss season, although they're trying to get there this year. They've never had a 100-loss season. The Dodgers have had several, and I've seen them. And it's brutal. It's brutal to watch. And so we were talking about this before we were shooting. The Dodgers, they would get guys, and then all of a sudden they leave the team and they get fantastic. They become all-stars. Or we'd get guys that were collecting Social Security and hoping that they maybe have one more good day in the sun. Who knows? But I mean, it was bad. And I won't name the names of the players that we did that, but there's about 100 of them, felt like, so I get it. Okay, so Bill, 3 best players you think in the MLB right now?
All right. Number one, as much as it pains me to say it, just from obviously our history, is Ohtani. He's probably the best player I will ever see
I was
in my
wondering
lifetime.
if he was going to actually say that and
Yeah,
admit
I
to
know.
that, but all right, okay, good.
It's
You
been
did.
a couple years of therapy, so it's a good time now. But, I'm just excited to see somebody with that much natural skill
Yeah.
play on the sport. What it does for the sport is beyond what it means to me personally. I mean, the kind of captivating guy that he is. He seems like a pretty down-to-earth guy too. So really enjoy watching Ohtani. Another hot take, Freeman. Like, that guy has the most beautiful teeth I've ever seen in my life, by the way. But but he's a great comeback story. He's been through a
Yes.
lot, on his last at least 3 to 5 years. But the guy is, a natural player. He's smooth. He's always smiling, showing off them teeth. It's like, so I just love to watch him play. And sometimes I'll tune in to just see how he's doing. My kids love him too, so that's kind of hard to deny. If my kids like a certain player, I can't be hating all the time on it. They're just learning. And then the third one, I had to think a lot about, the other one that I was really excited about, because again, they're on a team that I really don't like. Judge on the Yankees. Can't deny it. Again, just like the guy's natural skill. He's huge. He's a beast. He makes home run hitting look like it's just an extension of his arm. He's like, whoop, there it is, right? And again, that's like in an era of growing up during the steroids, proxy and all that stuff. This guy clearly just has gigantism, running through his blood, and his natural skill set allows him to be a good player. So it's really good for the ecosystem. It's really good for the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember a couple of years ago when he was in that home run derby, he was making it look easy.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking back and forth via text and then on the phone with a Yankee fan. And he says, this is not natural. It's not natural for a guy just to flick his wrist out and hit an opposite field home run like it's nothing. And as much as that pains you, you got it. I mean, he just, and I've stood next to him at Anaheim Stadium, and he's a big dude. You're
Yeah.
right. He was built for baseball.
Yeah,
The baseball
Judge.
gods reached out and said, watch this. We're going to make you a baseball player.
Judge Dredd for sure. He's
Yeah.
gigantic,
Yeah, there you go. Okay, 3 best baseball players in your mind in the MLB right now.
So I'll start with the one that actually hurts me the most, and that's Mookie.
Ah,
Mookie is what a baseball player is supposed to be. He goes out there and he has fun and he does it well. And he takes me back to a time where how baseball players were. He's like, oh, you want me to play short? Cool, I'll play short. You want me to play right? I'll play right. It doesn't matter where you put him. He goes there and he excels. And he's not like, his body type and everything doesn't just scream like best player in baseball, but then you watch him play, and like, I'll never forget, the throw to cut down Altuve at second. And it's just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't understand how he did that. And so Mookie's that number one. And I have to agree, Shohei is just a different species. The things he does on both sides, on pitching, at the plate, and how he never seems frazzled or angry or halfway not even intense. He just seems super relaxed doing everything. And
apologizes to people when
Yeah.
he swings a bat and the ball goes backwards.
And
Are you okay?
Yeah, and he plays the game the quote unquote right way, in the sense of like, he's got respect for everybody, and that's kind of how I was brought up. Like you have your rivalry, you have the things you might say out there, but you never want to see somebody hurt. You like, as a pitcher, you hit somebody and you don't mean it. Tip the cap, my bad, anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So Otani, and then I think the last one that I would say is more on the lines of just like you see the natural raw talent is Ellie De La Cruz. I just
call.
love watching dudes like that play. Like the ungodly athleticism,
Yeah.
the arm that you just don't see coming, and he's like, oh, he's not making that. He just made that throw. I had no idea he was going to be able to do it. And the fact that like maybe he hasn't put everything all together, but you just see just the roots of everything, and that's the kind of baseball I like to watch. I mean, and so yeah, those would probably be the three that I would probably consider
Yeah.
the best to me.
Well, and those are great answers. You both chose great answers. When you were describing yours, I was thinking of baseball IQ. Ellie plays a different brand of baseball. It's almost like he's a different level. Mookie, kind of the same. Shohei, as you mentioned, he's just insane. And I remember, I remember watching a Dodger game recently, and there was a couple of pitches that were borderline, and he didn't get the call. As a batter, they weren't called strikes, which on other batters they probably would have been. And if they were challenged, they may have been overturned as strikes. But it made me think of that Netflix documentary that Michael Jordan was in called The Last Dance. They talked about when they had changed the rule where a player catches the ball, and if he pivots, he's got to bounce the ball, because if he doesn't pivot, if he pivots and he doesn't bounce the ball, it's traveling. So they called it on Michael right after the new rule came in. And Phil Jackson's arguing with the ref, and the ref says, hey, Phil, you know that they changed the rule. And he says they wanted to get called on everyone but that guy, right? And I kind of feel, I'm not rubbing it in, but I kind of feel like that's the way baseball looks at Shohei. They want to call on everybody but that guy. Yeah. It's because he makes, let's face it, he makes a lot of money for the league, right? And so, no, I love that. And I joke around, I call Freddie Freeman Los Dientes.
I don't know where he got them done, but you can clearly see, they
Whoever it
worked
was.
out for him.
Whoever it was did a great job.
Yeah. That's a Colgate smile forever.
Ooh, Colgate smile. And this episode has been brought to you by Colgate, top fan right now. Okay, let's switch it around now. We've talked about good players. Now let's have some fun with this. I'm going to start with you, Dom. Dirtiest players.
So
3 dirty players.
obviously, number one has to be Manny Machado. You can't convince me.
Sorry, Padre fans.
You can't convince me otherwise. What he did to Petey,
Yeah.
and just watching him play. Doesn't matter where he is. It's like nobody likes him. And one of my favorite things to watch was him striking out to end the game to see the Sox win the World Series. So, goodness. Next one's kind of weird, but I was thinking Chase Utley. Utley went spikes up on everything. And, as an infielder, as a position player, hated that. I still got scars on my calves. And I get it's part of the game. It's not my favorite thing.
Okay.
And the last one is A-Rod. That little Bush League cap of the glove, and then his little pretending to be innocent. I don't know what I did.
What? I'm one stand on second.
I can't believe it. No, he knew what he did. Once he got on the Yankees, he turned into this wannabe nice guy. When you knew he was winning, just embrace the villainism. Just embrace it.
Well, but he was also standing 10 feet away from one of the nicest guys in baseball at the time that everybody looked at as like Mr. Clean. So he had to do that, right? Yeah. I mean, when you're standing that close to Jeter.
He had to try. Gary never did it. Gary was just like, nah, this is who I am. And, Seattle A-Rod was great. Texas A-Rod was cool. New York A-Rod.
Not so much. Not so much.
It could just be, I'm a Sox fan, and he spurned us to go to the Yankees, so maybe I think that's dirty. But
listen, Veritek was mentioned earlier, and Veritek, if he's listening to this, he's loving your answer right now. He's loving your answer right now.
I can watch that on repeat all day.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. That's awesome. I didn't think about A-Rod, but this is interesting. Tell me your three. Who are your three?
Yeah, I mean, we're unified in Machado all day, every
Yeah,
day, right? And
of
I'm not
course.
going to apologize to the Padre fans. They know what they got, right? So let's move on from that one. Another one is Harper, Bryce Harper. He, his attitude kind of befouls the moment. He comes in, he's very hot-headed. He's gifted, don't get me wrong, but I think what ended up being, I can't fault him too much because he's been playing ball since he was like out the womb, right? And he was drafted at a young age. So the maturity maybe never really followed him. So maybe it's something deeper than I'm giving him credit for. But I just think with somebody whose name was that strong way back when, and who had his own sort of stigma about him, I've been expecting him to rise up, a bit. And he's gifted. So talent-wise, there's no problem. But attitude, I think he could do a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
And then number 3, it was kind of a toss-up. I mean, if I got to dig a little bit in the annals of history, Puig. I cannot stand Puig. Puig
I wish I
was
could disagree with them, but I can't.
Puig was the death of the sport, man. Like his laziness, his attitude, his off-field antics. That's why he's not playing anymore, obviously. What is he playing in Canada now or something like that? He was at Korea for a little bit. Now he's signed up for a team in
He's,
Canada.
It sounds like he's going to get a free stay on the federal government here pretty
That's
quick.
what it sounds like, yeah.
So-
And that's befitting of somebody that just is dirty like him. Like karma's real, man.
Dirty goes to jail. One and the same. They equally.
Yeah, it's just proof that the system works, right? It weeds out the malactors and stuff. But I could not stand him. Whenever somebody would bring his name up, I'd just be like, oh gosh. And it drove me away from the Dodgers even more for a bit, just because I'm like, why would you associate with somebody that was so disgusting? Like he's just a guy that's out there is like, all right, I won't catch this ball, and he would just flop his hand up. It's just real rough. It's like going back to high school and you see those guys on the team that think they're gifted. They put minimal effort out there. You're out there grunting, grinding, pushing through it. So maybe that's the source of my frustration is all those guys I really didn't like in high school that are embodied by Puig, wherever you are.
Yeah, so I didn't think about Puig. I didn't think about A-Rod, which they're great. A couple honorable mentions. Obviously, Machado, I'm not going to disagree with you on. A couple honorable mentions and this is not going to be a popular one, but Pete Rose played the game hard, but he knew what he was doing. When he was running into people like Fossey, he knew what he was doing.
He straddled that line.
Yeah,
Sometimes jumped it a little bit.
100%. And if he couldn't lie to you, how many times he ran into guys or barreled guys, right? It's okay. And then obviously not for what he did off the field, but I lost all respect for Trevor Bauer as a pitcher when Terry Francona goes out to pull him out and he tosses the ball over the center field wall. When you do that, you're telling me that you got some other issues and that you're gonna, but Trevor Bauer is definitely a good honorable mention, as is potentially Roger Clemens, right? Roger Clemens, you don't like Roger Clemens? Roger Clemens doesn't like you, watch out, right? So it's, but those are good honorable mentions. Those aren't necessarily the ones that we'll stick to. I like the 6 that you guys mentioned, or the 5. It was an agreement with Manny Machado.
Sure.
Yeah.
By the way, when Manny Machado came to the Dodgers, I did not love that. And when we were negotiating to keep him, I secretly I was thinking, please don't let this happen. Please don't let this happen. And then when the Dodger fan, he's on deck and he's playing for the Padres, and the Dodger fan says, well, gee, why didn't you stay? And he goes, because they didn't pay me. And I thought, there's no love of the game. It's just show me the money, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Final question, boys. Final question. Hall of Fame. Bill, we're going to start with you. 2 or 3 guys that you think should be in the Hall of Fame that are not in the Hall of Fame. And there's a big list of this. I'm sure we could go on for hours about that.
Yep. So I'm going to start with somebody you just mentioned, Clemens. Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? I think, just such a, growing up in that era, he was so intimidating, right? Obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But he was solid, he was emotionless, he was, for the most part, and he was just so good, right? So in an era where you're pitting him versus guys like Maddox and El Duque and all that stuff, Clemens ran so long just, showing his force, right? And I feel even though there's a lot of things, a lot of mantra wrapped up in things that he believed in or did, he deserved it. He put up the numbers to show, you know. So it's like let's keep it more focused on the effort you did. There's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame from bygone eras, that were worse people in my opinion, you know, and they got in. So it's like, all right, if we can stay, you know, aside
Pedro
from
Martinez got it. No, I'm just.
You're talking about
Thomas, I cut.
Angel Pedro? What are you talking about?
that. So number 2 is an angel, Chuck Finley. I mean,
Hall of Very Good.
come on, man. He's got the winning record of total wins combined for the Angels of all time, right? So it's like the guy was good. He's also one of the first pitchers I really got to know, like you know, when I was growing up. And I think, you know, it's just kind of a slight. The guy put in some good numbers. You're right. I mean, maybe it's a little crowded when it comes to the ballot, you know, and like who else is on there. But I think he deserves to get on there as well. But yeah, those
Okay.
guys.
Okay. I'm Chuck Finley would have not been on my radar screen, but I'm glad that you put him on there. And I'll ask you boys a couple of names here in a second after I get a couple from you.
So my top one is always going to be Barry. You can say what you want, how you want, what he may or may not have done, what he did.
Bill's like,
100% did for sure.
But his Pirates career by
Thank you.
itself
Thank you.
is worth being in the Hall.
Thank you.
And the dude can play baseball. Like, I have sat here and I binge YouTube, and I just sit here and I watch, you know, the conversations that people have about him. The Greg Maddoxes who just like, they're like, he was a nightmare for any pitcher to face. You know, all of those stats that you see on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere that you're like, that's unreal. The dude was like, with the help that he got, the home run record is different, but the amount of contact that he made and hard contact that he made constantly is just like, whether he was juicing or not, that dude was going to be something different all the time. And, you know, up until when he was in San Francisco halfway through, defensively, he was not a liability.
Yeah.
He was really good in Pittsburgh. And then even in Frisco, like, you couldn't just like, oh, I'm going to go to left and hope Barry misses the ball. It wasn't that. So Barry's my number one, just because I also grew up, I got to watch his entire career.
Okay.
And so that's it. And my number 2 is somebody a little different too. It's Billy Wagner. And I have a very soft spot in my heart for closers because, you know, growing up and I just like got to watch them. And as much as I can't stand the Yankees, Mo is one of the greatest human beings as a baseball player that I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that you can do that night in, night out, doesn't matter against what team, what situation you're brought in. They're like, oh, there's a runner on second and you have to, you know, you have to get 3 outs right now or we're going to lose this game. The pressure on that is crazy. And I think also Wagner and a lot of closers don't get the credit for pitching in the era they pitched in. We just talked about the steroid era. And, you know, these guys had to pitch in the 9th inning against these dudes and have the success that they had. And I think a lot of closers, especially in the 90s, 2000s, don't get that kind of love. And I don't disagree with you with Chuck.
Yeah.
You know, Chuck had to go against those same dudes.
For sure.
And I think a lot of pitchers don't get the kind of love from that era because they had to go against these kind of guys. Yeah. And so but closers, and Billy specifically.
Okay.
I gotta ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Papelbon, what's your opinion about Papelbon? Not for the Hall of Fame, but I'll never forget a key memory I have when they booed him off the mound. And he was their golden boy the entire season. And I was like, what horrible fans boo the golden boy for one horrible inning in a close game in the playoffs.
Welcome to Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Sox fans.
Yeah.
It's like there's like 4 people
Well,
in the history of Boston sports that won't get booed. I mean, Pedro got booed. You know, we have. It's what we do.
Yeah.
I was like, I grew up here, and it's what I do. So, It's just how we are. Paps was extremely talented, and I think he did what he came in to do. I was like, do I have fond memories of him? Maybe not, but you know,
Yeah, that was just key in my memory bank. Cause remember watching him like, let's go, and then just gets his boo right off, and I was like, what a horrible.
You saw this in Philly this week with the home run derby, or this last week in
Yeah.
home run derby. I mean, they're booing a 24-year-old, pretty much a rookie, just because he's going against Kyle Schwarber. It's, I mean, East Coast baseball's a lot different than West Coast.
Yeah, I guess it's cold. People have a lot to be angry about.
East Coast sports in general.
Yeah.
We're special.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. Rapid fire, yes or no? Do these people belong in the Hall of Fame? Dale Murphy, Dominic,
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Bill.
No.
Okay, Bill, Don Mattingly.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, Steve Garvey.
I'll say yes.
Yes.
Okay, Billy Buckner.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
He's got almost 2,800 hits in his career. Wait, no?
No.
It gets by Buckner. We're still upset about that.
I'm still mad. I was a year old. I'm still mad.
There is no forgiveness.
No,
That is,
none.
that is the first thing that came to mind. I was like, well, yeah, how do I? Oh, of course, right through the legs.
No.
What about Mark Burley? He's a very good pitcher. He's got some very good numbers.
I'll say yes, but only because it's the Hall of Fame. I know who Mark Burley is. He's famous enough for me to know him.
There you go.
I say no because pitching, just when I defended Clemens, pitching's a tight, aggressive race for the Hall of Fame. It's a grueling, lifelong match, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mark Burley's got some interesting statistics that I think he belongs in there. I'm surprised that some of these 80s guys, the ones I just mentioned, Donnie Baseball, Steve Gart, these guys still haven't gotten in. Even in the Veterans Committee, I'm surprised that they haven't gotten in yet. It's a shame. I mean, when you're talking about Garvey, who's a couple hits away, or one hit away, I think, from 2,600 hits, or Billy Buckner, or Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly, as much as you hate the Yankees, Don Mattingly shaped that position for a decade.
Yeah.
For an entire decade, people thought, when they thought first base, they thought Don Mattingly on a bunch of very, very, very bad Yankees teams. Very bad Yankees teams. And so it'll be that. It's interesting to see that the Hall of Fame has become a little bit of a popularity contest in how sports writers have treated people. Okay, the last one, we're gonna have some fun with this, Bill. I'm gonna let you start first. Okay, this is just random off the cuff. Normally I give these guys these questions, but we're having too much fun, so I'm gonna give these guys a start one, bench one, cut one. All right, boys, so here's the deal. Okay, you gotta start one of these guys, you gotta bench one of these guys, and you gotta cut one of these guys, okay? So Bill, I'm gonna start with you. You ready? Mm-hmm. Roy Hobbs, Nuke LaLoosh, Ricky Vaughn.
Start Ricky, and
Okay,
then who's number two?
you got Nuke LaLoosh, and you've got Roy Hobbs.
Bench Roy,
Okay,
cut
cut Nuke.
Nuke.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Crash Davis couldn't get through to him. You're not getting through to him, huh?
No. With a name like Nuke too, it's like, come on. It's like befitting. So you're,
What about you, Dom?
So you're gonna have to also forgive me. I'm a little younger than y'all, and so
So Roy Hobbs from The Natural.
yeah.
Nuke LaLoosh from Bull Durham.
Okay.
And then you have Ricky
Oh,
Vaughn
Ricky-
from Major League.
Oh,
Right.
Ricky Hobbs is game bench.
Okay.
Major League's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay. So Ricky's starting.
Oh yeah.
Nuke's going.
Oh yeah.
See? Okay. I could agree with that. I don't know that I would. I don't know. I might bench Ricky and start Roy, but who knows, right? It's fun. So.
yeah, just for the music alone. You're
Oh,
right.
yeah.
When he hits into the,
And I felt okay wearing my glasses on the field
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
good
go.
point.
As long as you get a fair okay. Well, everybody, this has been a fun episode. I hope you enjoyed this. Both Dominic and Bill have been excellent. They're great fans, as is everybody in Top Fan. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out the one-on-ones here on YouTube with both of these guys. And we will see you back next month. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel as well. And we'll talk to you here real quick next month. Thanks all.